So now we'll take a brief look at web content templates. First, we'll talk about structuring and designing content. The web content structures, these things define different types of web content, as well as what fields need to be included in those structures. And we'll have a few slides after this to talk about structures alone. And then web content templates, they take the data that's stored within the web content structures and they provide a consistent presentation using FreeMarker that we talked about, CSS, and JavaScript. So we'll briefly talk about these two in detail. Web content structures, creating a new web content structure results in a new type of web content that content and marketing teams and admins can use and make of. For example, we might publish a virtual or an e-magazine and there will be content in our magazine that we can structure as articles. And so we might want to store the text of an article, we might want to store images of an article. And instead of uploading these things as individual web content, we can create a structure to encapsulate all of those things. And so, web content templates, this might present and display the data in a consistent way that's stored from the web content structure. And so, web content templates are free marker templates, and developers can use them to access Liferay APIs, inherit global CSS from themes, and even make use of Clay classes and components from a theme. So, there's a lot of flexibility that you can leverage to display your information and store your information with structures and templates. So, generic templates, embedding and preferences. Generic templates allow developers to create standalone templates that aren't associated with a particular web content structure to be reused in other templates. And so, you might have like a picture field that you want to display a certain way, and you might have magazine articles, you might have magazine images, you might have magazine cover pages, and so you might create a generic template for an image and be able to reuse that in all of those templates. UI tag libraries can also be used with templates, providing reusable components, simplifying display. So Liferay UI has some general components for displaying data, and Liferay Frontend will give you access to all the Clay components that we talked about from a previous module. Now, knowledge check. Web content structures are used to create new types of content with defined fields to determine what information needs to be added. Web content templates reference structures, fields to control the presentation of web content. Templates inherit SCSS and Clay components from a theme, and generic templates are standalone templates that can be used to include reusable code.